It all started so well. The connection felt electric, the conversations flowed effortlessly, and the future seemed bright with promise. You were texting from morning until night, sharing jokes, dreams, and the small details of your day. He remembered that you had a big meeting on Tuesday. You knew his favorite coffee order. There was a sense of momentum, a feeling that this was finally going somewhere real. You felt seen, you felt cherished, and you allowed yourself to be vulnerable, to open up your heart just a little bit more than you had in a long time. It felt safe. It felt right. Then, one day, the rhythm changes. The good morning text arrives late, or not at all. The detailed, thoughtful responses you were used to are replaced with one-word answers. K, fine, busy. The energy shifts so suddenly it's like a switch has been flipped. You find yourself staring at your phone, rereading your last message, wondering if you said something wrong. Was the joke you made too much? Did you seem too eager when you suggested meeting up again? The warmth you felt just days ago is now replaced by a chilling silence, leaving you in a state of anxious confusion. You try to play it cool. You give them space, telling yourself they're just having a busy week at work or dealing with something personal. But the hours stretch into days, and the silence only grows louder. The phone in your pocket, once a source of excitement and connection, now feels like a constant, painful reminder of what you've lost. You check their social media, searching for clues. Are they online? Are they posting stories? The digital breadcrumbs they leave behind only deepen the mystery and your own sense of unease, making you feel more like a detective in a case you never wanted to solve. This sudden emotional retreat is one of the most bewildering experiences in modern dating. One moment, you feel like you're on the same page, co-authoring a beautiful story. The next, it feels like they've closed the book, walked away, and left you standing alone in the middle of an unfinished chapter. This isn't just a simple case of someone losing interest. It's a dramatic and often unexplained withdrawal that leaves you questioning everything, not just about them, but about yourself. The lack of closure is what hurts the most, sending your mind into a spiral of what-ifs and self-doubt. This sudden change from intense connection to cold distance can feel like a form of emotional whiplash. Your heart and your head are thrown in opposite directions, leaving you disoriented and struggling to find your balance. Just yesterday, you felt secure and happy, basking in the glow of mutual affection. Today, you are filled with anxiety and insecurity, questioning the very reality of the connection you thought you had. This jarring shift is incredibly difficult to process because it doesn't make logical sense. There was no argument, no clear sign of trouble, just an abrupt and silent departure. Your mind will race to fill in the blanks. You'll replay every recent conversation, scrutinize every text message, and analyze every interaction for a hidden meaning you might have missed. Did I come on too strong? Was I not interesting enough? Did I reveal a flaw that scared them away? This self-interrogation is a natural response to uncertainty, but it's also a painful trap. You become obsessed with finding a reason, believing that if you can just pinpoint the exact moment things went wrong, you can either fix it or at least understand it. But the truth is, you're often searching for an answer that doesn't exist within your own actions. The confusion is compounded by the ghost of the potential you saw. You weren't just invested in the person they were, you were invested in the future you were starting to build together in your mind. You imagined future dates, meeting their friends, and sharing more of your lives. When they pull away, they don't just take themselves with them. They take all those beautiful possibilities too. Grieving the loss of what could have been is often just as painful as grieving the person themselves, and it leaves you feeling cheated out of a future you were just beginning to believe in. This experience can shake your confidence to its core. It makes you doubt your own judgment and your ability to read people. You might start to believe that you are fundamentally unlovable, or that there is something inherently wrong with you that drives people away. It's a lonely place to be, stuck between the memory of intense connection and the stark reality of present-day silence. Understanding that this whiplash is a common, albeit painful part of the dating landscape is the first step toward reclaiming your emotional equilibrium and beginning the healing process. So why do people do this? Why do they go from hot to cold overnight, leaving you in a state of complete bewilderment? While every situation is unique, the reasons often have very little to do with you and everything to do with their own internal world. One of the most common culprits is a deep-seated fear of intimacy. For some people, things moving forward and getting real is terrifying. As the connection deepens and true vulnerability is required, their internal alarms go off. They pull away not because they don't like you, but because the closeness itself feels threatening and overwhelming. They sabotage the connection to protect themselves from getting hurt, or from a level of emotional depth they don't feel equipped to handle. Another major reason is emotional overload. We all have a certain capacity for emotional engagement, and sometimes a person simply hits their limit. This can be due to external stressors like work pressure, family issues, or mental health struggles they haven't shared with you. When their emotional bucket is full, they have nothing left to give to a new or developing relationship. Instead of communicating this openly, which would require even more emotional energy, they shut down. It's a self-preservation mechanism. Their retreat is a desperate attempt to reduce the stimuli in their life so they can cope, even if it means hurting someone else in the process. A third powerful driver is a profound dislike of confrontation. Many people would rather disappear completely than have a difficult conversation. The thought of having to say, "I'm not ready for this," or "my feelings have changed," or "I'm dealing with some personal things right now," fills them with so much anxiety that they choose what they see as the easier path: silence. They convince themselves that fading away is somehow kinder than an explicit rejection, failing to recognize that the ambiguity they create is often far more painful. This avoidance isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their lack of communication skills and emotional courage. These three reasons, fear of intimacy, emotional overload, and conflict avoidance, often work in tandem. A person might fear intimacy because they feel emotionally overloaded and lack the skills to confront their feelings. Ultimately, their withdrawal is a symptom of their own unresolved issues. It's a defense mechanism, a flawed coping strategy they've likely used before. Understanding these underlying psychological drivers can help you depersonalize the rejection and see their behavior for what it truly is: a statement about their own limitations, not a judgment on your value. It is a fundamental human instinct to look for our own fault when we are rejected. We think, if only I were funnier, smarter, or more attractive, they would have stayed. But in cases of sudden emotional withdrawal, this is almost always the wrong conclusion. Their behavior is a mirror reflecting their own issues, not yours. Someone who is emotionally available, mature, and ready for a real relationship does not vanish without a word. They communicate, they explain. They treat you with the basic respect and decency that you deserve, even if they are ending things. Their silence is not a message about your inadequacy. It's a loud and clear signal of their own emotional unavailability. Think of it this way. You are showing up with the tools to build a healthy connection: honesty, vulnerability, and enthusiasm. They showed up with a blueprint they were either too scared or too ill-equipped to follow. You can't build a house with someone who drops their hammer and runs away at the first sign of real work. Their decision to leave says nothing about the quality of your building materials or your skill as a builder. It only speaks to their readiness to be on the construction site in the first place. Holding on to this perspective is crucial for protecting your self-esteem. When someone pulls away suddenly, they are revealing a core aspect of their character. They are showing you that they cannot handle pressure, that they lack communication skills, and that they are not capable of navigating the normal ups and downs of a relationship. In a strange way, they are giving you a gift. They are showing you their true colors early on, before you invested even more time, energy, and emotion into someone who was ultimately not the right partner for you. A person who disappears when things get real is not the person you want by your side when life gets truly challenging. So, the next time you find yourself wondering what you did wrong, I want you to stop and reframe the question. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What does their behavior tell me about them?" The answer is that they are not in a place to give you the stable, communicative, and respectful relationship you are looking for. Their retreat isn't a rejection of you, it's a demonstration of their own limitations. Accepting this allows you to stop blaming yourself and start seeing the situation with the clarity it deserves. This is not your failure, it is their inability. When you're left in the silence, your inner critic often takes the stage and starts a monologue of self-blame. It whispers cruel things in your ear. "You're too much. You're not enough. You always mess things up. You should have seen this coming." These thoughts feel incredibly real and powerful in the moment, but they are just stories. Stories fueled by hurt and confusion, not by facts. The first step to silencing this inner critic is to recognize these thoughts for what they are. Distorted interpretations, not objective truths. Your worth is not determined by someone else's inability to see it or their choice to walk away. Let's challenge these negative thoughts directly. When your mind says, "I must have scared them off by being too eager," counter it with a more balanced truth. Say to yourself, "I was open and enthusiastic because I felt a genuine connection." That is a brave and beautiful way to be. If my enthusiasm scared them, it's because they were not ready for the kind of open-hearted person I am. You are not too much. You are simply showing up authentically. The right person for you won't be scared by your authenticity. They will be drawn to it. They will celebrate your passion and match your energy. Another common self-blame narrative is, "There must be something wrong with me." Let's rewrite that story. Instead, tell yourself, "I am a whole and worthy person, and I was willing to be vulnerable in a connection." Their choice to withdraw is about their own journey and their own fears, which have nothing to do with my inherent value. Repeat this to yourself until it sinks in. Your value is constant. It does not rise or fall based on someone else's attention or approval. You were worthy before you met them. You were worthy while you knew them, and you remain just as worthy now that they are gone. Reclaiming your story means you get to be the narrator of your own life. You can choose to see this experience not as a tale of rejection, but as a chapter of learning and redirection. This person's departure created space in your life, and now you have an opportunity to fill that space with things that serve you. Self-love, time with friends who value you, and a renewed focus on your own goals and happiness. Don't let someone else's poor behavior write a negative chapter in your book. Pick up the pen and write a new one where you are the hero who grows stronger and wiser. So what do you do now? How do you move forward when you've been left with so many unanswered questions? The key is to create your own closure. You cannot wait for them to come back and give you an explanation because they may never do so. Closure is not something they give you. It's something you create for yourself. The closure is this. Their silence told you everything you need to know. It told you they are not the right person for you. It told you they are not capable of the kind of relationship you deserve. That is the only answer you need to move on with your head held high. Next, focus on practical steps to reclaim your energy and confidence. It's time to shift your attention from them back to you. Mute or block their number and social media profiles. This isn't about being petty. It's about creating a clean space for your heart to heal without the constant temptation to check up on them or the anxiety of seeing their name pop up. Reinvest your time and energy into your own life. Reconnect with the friends you may have neglected. Dive back into a hobby you love. Set a new goal for yourself at the gym or in your career. Fill your days with activities that make you feel strong, capable, and happy in your own skin. Allow yourself to feel the sadness, but don't let it consume you. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to grieve the connection you thought you had. Give yourself permission to have a bad day, to cry, to feel the disappointment, but also set a limit. Don't allow yourself to ruminate endlessly. When the sad thoughts come, acknowledge them, and then gently redirect your focus to something positive or productive. Talk to a trusted friend or a therapist about how you're feeling. Getting your emotions out in the open can rob them of their power and help you gain a healthier perspective on the situation. Finally, see this experience as a lesson in growth. Every person who comes into our lives teaches us something. This person taught you what you don't want in a partner. They taught you the importance of communication, consistency, and emotional courage. Now you are better equipped to recognize the red flags of emotional unavailability in the future. This painful ending is not a setback. It is a setup for a much better, healthier, and more aligned relationship down the road. Stay open, stay hopeful, and most importantly, stay true to the wonderful, open-hearted person you are. Your worth is non-negotiable, and the right person will see it, cherish it, and never, ever leave you guessing.